While the majority of people act without thinking twice about their actions, some people have an unusual perspective. Even while these mysterious and self-reliant men might not fit into the established male dominant structure, that doesn't lessen their value or influence. People frequently question why they do certain things because of their independence and lone wolf attitude. The Sigma males may not be understood by everyone, which is precisely why so many people undervalue them. They live differently, have various ways of thinking, and see the world. Here are 12 things that, despite their seeming mystery and difficulty to comprehend, make zero sense to Sigma males. Number 1. Obsessive interest in celebrities. The proverb reads, "Small minds discuss people, average minds discuss events. Great minds discuss ideas." The culture of celebrity worship frequently confounds those who oppose the crowd. For Sigma males, it makes no sense to become fixated on the personal lives of celebrities, influencers, or singers. Talent appreciation is one thing, but an obsessive fixation with private matters that have no bearing on their day-to-day existence is quite another. They just fail to understand why the public is so fixated on every detail of celebrities, including their diet, style, and romantic relationships. The Sigma males just can't connect to this type of mindless idolization. While many individuals might pass hours reading through rumors about famous people, Sigma males would rather use the time for something more meaningful or important. It just doesn't make sense to them, not because they believe they are better. The thought of blindly adopting the life decisions of another person runs against their values of freedom and uniqueness. Number 2. Attending events only to make an impression. Parties are the place to be for most males. This is the occasion to wear your best clothes, smile broadly, and project an air of perfection. But all of this is too much for the Sigma male. Why individuals attend parties only to seem cool or blend in is beyond him. He doesn't understand the point. It's like a giant show where everyone is competing with one another. Sigma males are probably doing something they truly love, like hanging out with close friends or watching a documentary, while others are busy sharing pictures from their parties on social media. They don't require other people's approval. Being content with who they are and without feeling the need to impress others. They don't need to fit in or look to other people for approval from parties or social gatherings since their interests and goals are elsewhere. This is for those who like glamming things up and dressing up to blend in and seem good. It's more about having a different understanding of what is important than it is about being antisocial or lacking in social skills. Authenticity and deep connections are more important to Sigma males than popularity and outward looks. They still like a nice party now and again, of course, but it doesn't motivate them or define who they are. Number 3. Keeping up with the Joneses. This is the strange notion that individuals are always attempting to match or surpass the quality of their friends or neighbors. Because others own the prettiest or greatest items, it seems like there is endless competition to have them. Everyone desires a new shiny car when someone gets a new shiny one. You feel as though you need a huge, fancy TV after seeing your neighbors. You get into this weird loop where you always desire what other people have, even if you don't need or even enjoy it. And for what purpose? Just to be popular or to fit in? Are you truly happy when you have the same things as everyone else? Sigma males don't believe that. Being loyal to yourself and avoiding the entire, keeping up with the Joneses, foolishness is how they find pleasure. Instead of merely buying something because it's popular or hip, they'd like to spend their money on things that mean something to them. Number 4. Giving quantity more weight than quality in friendships. Many people view having a big social circle as a mark of pride and evidence of their dependability and social skills. However, not everyone agrees with the idea that having a large number of friends is more important than the quality and depth of those friendships. It's similar to possessing an enormous library full of unread books, which is lovely to look at but has no practical use. Like a good novel, true friendship requires time to fully comprehend and enjoy. It is rooted in mutual respect, trust, and common experiences. It's about being with someone who truly gets you, someone who will stick with you no matter what, as opposed to a group of acquaintances who hardly know you at all. For this reason, it seems foolish to cultivate a large number of friends only for show rather than a small number of deep connections. It's the understanding that the worth of friendship is defined by quality rather than number, and it's not an antisocial position. It's about pursuing meaningful relationships that elevate and enhance rather than settling for token ones that are there for display. Ultimately, what matters are the friendships that last over time, not the number of people present. Number 5. Spending hours shopping for non-essentials. Although some individuals find shopping to be an enjoyable and soothing pastime, Sigma males frequently see it as tedious and time-consuming. They are sensible and efficient people, thus it makes little sense to them to spend hours shopping for unnecessary items. When they go shopping, they prefer to have a definite objective in mind, and after that aim is accomplished, they either move on or walk right to the checkout stand. They simply don't think it's right to waste time and money on pointless things. They would prefer to use their money to purchase valuable experiences or goods. Sigma males consider shopping as a duty that takes them away from more important things, while others may view it as a sort of fun. Naturally, this does not imply that they do not occasionally like indulging themselves, but they typically do it with intention and practicality. It's about satisfying their wants and interests, plain and simple, rather than trying to impress others or stay up to date with the current trends. Number 6. Making a lot of noise out of little things. Many people find drama and needless conflict to be draining and useless. Some people have a habit of exaggerating small irritations and making huge deals out of them. For people who would rather take a calm and sensible attitude to life, this type of conduct, nevertheless, might be a little puzzling. It seems unreasonable to have excessive emotions and to create issues where none exist, especially when efforts may be spent finding answers. The notion of constructing mountains out of molehills is seen by Sigma males in this way. They are more interested in maintaining emotional control and appreciating reason than they are in getting hung up on little things. When an issue comes up, they address it head-on and don't let it take up too much of their energy. It's only that their perspectives are different, not that they don't care or lack empathy. They place a high value on efficiency and reason, and needless drama just doesn't fit into that. When there are actual issues that require attention, why create a lot of drama out of empty air? Number 7. Pointless office politics. Office power play appears to be an adultized version of a playground fight in which individuals are competing for the boss's favor. To stay one step ahead, people are establishing friendships, whispering in corners, and playing mind games. For Sigma males, this is all just a meaningless carnival. They have no interest in dramatizing backstabbing or winning popularity contests. They are motivated by something different, doing the task at hand with excellence. Sigma males quietly go about their business, understanding that true success comes from skill rather than office politics, while others are pushing very hard to win over people in positions of authority. Though it might occasionally upset a few people, they aren't scared to share their opinions and go against the grain since they value honesty and integrity more than winning the approval of others. They just don't see the purpose in wasting time and playing games in an attempt to win over those who won't matter in the long term. They would like to concentrate on their job and let the outcomes do the talking. Number 8. An excessive need for attention. For Sigma males, acting out to get attention is usually a source of confusion. It is simply ridiculous to think that performing dramatic, ostentatious, or spectacular acts merely to gain attention is worthwhile. This does not suggest that they are shy or introverted, rather, it just means that they are at ease with who they are and do not need continual validation or attention from others to feel good about themselves. They don't think it's necessary to put on a show or wear a mask for other people. They don't get their sense of self-worth from the social media cacophony outside of them. Sigma males believe that true value is shown through substance and integrity rather than spectacle or drama, hence they prefer to let their deeds speak louder than words. Sigma males are more at ease navigating life behind the scenes and place more emphasis on inner fulfillment than on receiving praise from others, while others could thrive in the spotlight and want continual feedback. They have a different attitude from many others in society in that they don't need to be the focus of attention to feel significant or appreciated. Sigma males demonstrate that it is possible to gain happiness and confidence from within in a society where attention and affirmation are frequently viewed as necessities. Number 9. Getting into small talk arguments. Engaging in pointless arguments often uses up more energy than it should, particularly when it causes unneeded tension and conflict. In the greater scheme of things, squabbling over minor issues frequently seems meaningless and counterproductive. Similar to attempting to discover a needle in a haystack, you wind up squandering time and effort in vain. Small-minded arguments are pointless for people who would rather choose the less traveled route. Why argue over things that, in a week, a month, or a year, will not matter? This way of thinking is more about picking your battles carefully and maintaining peace than it is about allowing small disagreements to ruin your peace of mind. It is by no means a sign of weakness or indifference. Sigma males prioritize harmony over conflict by concentrating on matters that matter. It has to do with choosing understanding over victory and peace over correctness. Small arguments waste precious time in life. A calm mind is a contented mind. Number 10. Obsessing over maintaining a perfect image. Aiming for perfection may be difficult, particularly if it means upholding a spotless reputation. It appears like a never-ending quest to be perfect and unbeatable in front of the world, which causes needless tension and discontent. It appears meaningless to people who identify with the Sigma male archetype. They realize that they are all wonderfully imperfect, just like everyone else. They feel at ease accepting their flaws and inadequacies, seeing them as assets to be acknowledged rather than as flaws to hide. It is far preferable to be genuine than to pursue a flawless facade. Instead of feeling pressured to maintain appearances to meet social expectations, they choose to be authentic. They are more concerned with bettering themselves than with the opinions of others. Without worrying about projecting the idealized image, they may discover freedom in simply being who they are. It is their embrace of who they are and their disdain for social norms that distinguish them. Nobody is flawless, and that's good too. Number 11. Excessive worrying about social status. Seeking high social standing relentlessly in life might feel like a never-ending hamster wheel. The never-ending cycle of striving to outdo, impress, and outperform others frequently results in tension and discontent. But does someone's value come from their title or rank? Not at all. For the independent and free-spirited Sigma male, this is a philosophy that makes perfect sense. While status and hierarchy may be exalted in society, the Sigma male worldview holds that happiness is independent of social status or acceptance. They place a higher importance on genuine friendships, self-improvement, and freedom than on medals or titles. They are free to follow their path and define success according to their criteria rather than comparing it to those of others, free from the constraints of society's expectations. What distinguishes them is their unwavering quest for self-fulfillment as opposed to social approbation. Rather than focusing on their place in the social hierarchy, they devote their efforts to things that are truly important to them. Comparison is the thief of joy, as the proverb goes, and Sigma males are all too familiar with this. Number 12. Gossip and drama. Getting involved in drama and gossip may often seem like entering a storm. It's disorderly, disruptive, and ends up soaking everyone with negativity. It's a game of whispers in which reputations are ruined and truths are perverted. A poisonous atmosphere might result from a curiosity about other people's personal life and a desire to disseminate rumors. Now, why would someone voluntarily take part in this? The whole idea behind this is beyond the comprehension of people who are on the Sigma male route. They consider drama and gossip to be enormous wastes of time and energy that could be used for meaningful experiences or personal development. They choose to focus on their path and advancement rather than worrying about the lives of others. Unless someone directly affects them, they have little interest in the misdeeds or activities of others. Even in that case, they would prefer to speak with the offending individual personally rather than spreading gossip. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video and found it insightful, please give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends and family, and subscribe to our channel for more content like this. Don't forget to hit the notification bell so you never miss an update. Also, be sure to check out our next video for more interesting insights and discussions. Your support means the world to us. Thank you.